Welcome to another Midweek Message. I'm Ray. It's the 31st of October. 10:30 in the morning, 14 centigrade, which is 57 Fahrenheit. The flag is going mental, wind from the west, 82% humidity, 1001 millibars on the old barometer. It's Halloween, would you believe? We don't do a great deal for Halloween. We do have a few sweets by the front door in case we get trick and treat children knocking on the door. We've got a little bowl of sweets we can offer them. But we don't do all these outside decorations. That they look good. It's more of an American thing, isn't it, Halloween? Although it is catching on over here quite well, I believe. Susan, nice to hear from you. Glad you are both enjoying the podcast episodes. I like your comment about one-wheeled bicycles. And you also mentioned electric scooters. One-wheeled bicycles, initially I thought you meant unicycles. But reading on, you're talking about kids that go around on their bikes with the front wheel up in the air, off the road. It is dangerous, isn't it? They're mad. Having said that, when I was young, cycling to school, cycling back from school, I used to have my arms down by my sides, not touching the handlebars. A lot of kids did it. Sit upright on the saddle, cycle along, and you could go around corners if you just leaned slightly. It's a little bit of a knack, but once you'd mastered it, it was dead easy. Cycle along without touching the handlebars. So I was mad in those days, but not quite as mad as these kids that go along with the front wheel right off the ground in traffic on main roads. I've come across that. I've seen them. It is really dangerous. Ray, nice to hear from you. You're banging on. I can say that because I banging on about the weather. You're quite right, Ray. In the old days, in the 50s and 60s, they would talk about rain coming in. We've got a bit of a storm on the way. In those days, they didn't rant and rave. We've got a weather event. We've got a weather event coming in. Danger, danger, and all this stuff. They would just say, look, it's going to be pretty wet on Thursday and the winds will be high. These days, it's headline news, isn't it? In the summer, 30 degrees centigrade. Britain is going to sizzle in the heat. We had 30 C, whatever it was in Fahrenheit, back in the old days. And the weather forecast people would say, it's going to be a lovely weekend, could get up to 30 degrees. And we're all thinking, that's good. Oh, excellent news. These days, it's, oh no, it's dangerous. 30 degrees, what's going to happen? We're all going to die. As Ray says, it's a modern day fad to make a mountain out of a molehill. Mind you, some of the flooding we've had has been absolutely awful. Yes, there were floods in the old days, so alerts are important. It does need to be announced, when there's so much rain coming, that there is lightly flooding in certain areas. A lot of older people say it was so much easier, everything was simple in the old days, and it was. Even listening to the weather forecast on the radio or on the telly, it was easy, it was simple. It's going to rain tomorrow, okay. Everything was simple. Road signs. Susan, you were talking about road signs, weren't you? And all these kids that go around frightening people in neighbourhoods. We didn't have that. I'm sure we did. Well, if we did, I certainly don't remember it. These days, I don't go out at night. I won't walk round to the local shops because even down here on the south coast where I am, we're out of obviously London and the big cities. But even down here, there can be trouble. There is trouble sometimes at night. I'll hear a load of police sirens and then a day or two later you hear that there was a crowd of youths, as they call them, down the town doing this or doing that. I just don't go out if it's dark, to be honest, which is a shame because it shouldn't be like that. I remember walking over to the cigarette machine. This is late 50s, early 60s, walking over to the cigarette machine at the shops about half a mile away from where we lived to get my dad some cigarettes. He'd give me a half-crown piece. I'd go over to the fag machine, which was outside the sweet shop. 8 o'clock at night, he'd say, oh, I've run out of cigarettes. And I'd say, I'll go, Dad, I'll go and get them, because I get sixpence for going. And there was a chewing gum machine there as well. So I put my sixpence in there. And I go over there, put his half-crown in, pull the drawer open, take the cigarettes out. I wasn't at all fearful of being alone in the dark like that. And my parents weren't at all worried that I'd gone off in the dark. everything was so different then. It was more relaxed. I don't know. There were bad people around, of course. But these days, no, I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't walk. I might drive somewhere at night if I have to. But even now, when we go out at night in the car, we lock the doors. You can press the button on the dashboard, locks all the doors. We know of a couple of people that have parked at the traffic lights, they've gone red, and someone's tried to open the car door, to get in. In fact, when Trish goes out in the car on her own, even in the daytime, she locks all the doors, just in case. Thanks for all your emails. I'll end it here, rambling on again. If I'm not careful, there'll be an hour-long episode every Wednesday as well as Sunday. Ray's Rants at protonmail.com. Lovely blue sky. Cherry trees losing its leaves. Autumn is here. The fall. Flags going mad. It's quite warm though, rather nice. Anyway, enough of the weather. Email me if you have any ideas about next Sunday's episode. I think we will talk more about Susan's comments, because that is becoming more of a thing these days. Kids, going around frightening neighbourhoods and thinking that ASBOs are, what are ASBOs? Are something, anti-social behaviour order or something, to the kids. A lot of them, it's a medal. Oh, you've got an ASBO. Oh, cool, man. I don't think they say man these days, do they? What was it like in our day? Do you remember? Do email me if you're getting on in years. It'll be nice to learn of your recollections. We used to go out at night as a bunch of kids over the building site. We used to light fires and things at the building sites. Not to burn things down, but at night in the winter, we'd all go over the building site, have a bonfire. Local copper would come up. "Oi, you lot, get out of here. What are you doing?" He was all right, though. He was more concerned for our welfare, our safety, than anything else, which was nice. Rambled on enough. We'll have a chat about the 50s and the 60s and compare all that to modern day times on Sunday. I was just about to switch off when I had a weather warning, UK weather warning. Menacing bomb cyclone surges towards Britain in 200-mile-an-hour jet stream. Conditions never seen before. Stone the crows. Better batten down the hatches, I reckon. Take care, look after yourselves. Bye-bye for now.